Call to order the Hanover Borough Council meeting for January 22nd, 2025. If we could, all rise. Gentlemen, remove your caps and say the Pledge of Allegiance. We'll have a moment of silence afterwards. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. If you're following along in your agenda, we're on number 2, which is public comment. First up will be Mr. Holt, please. No.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to.
Hold on one second, Mr. Holt. You can sit down there. We got to take attendance. It's not on our agenda, but I'm here.
Sorry. Mr. Bub?
Here.
Mr. Fuentes?
Here.
Mrs. Funk?
Here.
Mrs. Greenholt?
Here.
Mr. Hegberg?
Here.
Mr. Krause?
Here.
Mr. Lookenbill?
Here.
Mr. Ricart? Mr. Rowland? Dr. Rupp?
Here.
Solicitor Schultes?
Here.
Manager Lewis?
Here.
Mayor Whitman?
Here.
Secretary Felix? Junior Counsel Noah Chronister? Alexis Day?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay. Now, Mr. Holt, public comment, please.
Thanks, Mr. President. I wish Mr. Riker was here because I wanted to say thanks for allowing Mrs. Funk to send me the information that was sent to the council after my correspondence back in December. I want to say we'll agree to disagree, but I think the facts are on my side regardless of what they've told you. The facts are on my side. The facts are indisputable. I read tonight on the agenda that you're going to have a proclamation on York County Community Progress Council's Poverty Awareness Month, and I think that's amazing to read, given that you raise taxes on the citizens of this community when most municipalities were holding pat with what they had. And you have a $3 million building project that just keeps cost overrun after cost overrun. And then on top of that, if that's not enough, that you've got $11 million in federal and state taxpayer dollars to pay for it, you're going beyond the scope of what was approved by council to add more amenities in a kitchen, and you're going to do this to the council chambers and community aid and Hanover Brands, who laid off all their truckers last year and told them you can go get a job at J.B. Hunt. So, I mean, it's amazing. It is amazing, but, you know, here we go, the poverty proclamation, which it's unbelievable. I still feel it's a conflict of interest for Mr. Rowland to sit on the library board of directors with somebody with whom he has a financial relationship, who's one of his tenants in his office building. You can have one or you can have the other. I don't care. I just think you can't have both. Just plain and simple. And you're all not feeling well. I appreciate that. I only get a little bit of time here. And I will just say that we really need a more robust discussion in public about the budget and what the budget does and some of the major tenets that are going to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. They should be discussed in committee sessions where the public can hear it and there can be some feedback, rather than just rolling a big document out and laying it on us in December, and the public don't get a chance to see any of the details that you have in the table that you show to the junior council members, but you can't show it to the taxpayers. I mean, this is not right, and we should have some better discussion in committee meetings during the year. And given that there's a number of committee meetings that were canceled last year, there was ample time on your committee agendas to do that. And I thank you. I hope you get better.
Thank you. Mr. Riston, please.
Hi everyone, my name is Isaac Riston. That is ISAACRISTON. I don't understand my address, so that's very fantastic. Sorry being in a sweatshirt as a person who's only skin and bones. I'm very cold right now with the weather, but I'll keep my comments short on the agenda. First, with 4.01, with the Poverty Awareness Month, as some of you know, I'm working with Dr. Peck on the Triple H for homelessness. Tomorrow I'm going out for the county to do a count. I'll be out from 7 to 9 and then from 5 to 7, going out in the woods and trying to find homeless people and do an accurate count. That count matters for the county, for HUD, to allow us to go out for grant money. If you go look, the HUD gave we won, we should say won, because they're competitive grants. We have to fight for every dollar, every cent, get over $3 million for the county for focusing on homelessness. So this accurate information we're calculating tomorrow should help us fighting for more grants in the future. Next one in 5, which is 5.06 for the parking. As a Civil Enhancement Committee, I do just want to show that the borough is giving up around $12,000 in tax revenue for parking, but that means that the citizens and people and businesses get about 768 hours worth of free parking. That's including the 4 weekends for Christmas committee for free parking. So when you have winners and losers there, but I think it's a great trade-off for the community at large. Lastly, in 5 is 5.16 for the park. That's awesome. When you read that whereas, and it goes through the battle, and it's the online agenda, so it's not in here for people to read about. I really recommend everyone who reads about that story to hear about how Hanover was a part of making sure that the Union won. It's an important battle, and I'm happy to see the park be renamed. Lastly, for 6.01, I really want to thank the borough staff. I believe it's Eric Maines who wrote the justifications for why the change orders are there. Again, when you see the change orders, you see the numbers, looking right here, this little blurb for the numbers really doesn't do it justice. Being able to go online and see the agenda packets that you guys have and see the justification for each paragraph for it really makes the numbers add more sense to it. So I just want to thank the borough staff for doing that. If I was in your shoes, giving just numbers and not justifications, I'd probably vote no. But seeing what was in front of you, hopefully you vote yes tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. We do have one other public comment, but that'll be at the end of the meeting. So, do we want to open it up to online?
Yeah, if you want to speak to council, you are free to unmute yourself on the Zoom.
Seeing any? Thank you. Okay. Number 3 was acknowledgement of executive session. We did not have one this evening. Number 4, Dr. Rupp is going to take the floor for a proclamation.
Thanks, Tim. I'm
Yes, ma'am.
pleased to share this proclamation with Community Awareness Council. Somebody representative want to come forward? Sure.
This consent agenda, are we doing the lowest one or all individual?
Okay, whereas the National Poverty Awareness
Yeah, we
Month
gotta
is
pull
observed
one out
annually
already.
in January to the impact of poverty in the United States, and whereas the National Poverty Awareness Month provides an opportunity to spotlight the Community Progress Council's leadership and commitment to breaking the cycle of poverty, and knowing that 12% of Hanover residents and 18% of children in Hanover live below the federal poverty line, struggling to access essential resources such as food, clothing, and shelter. And whereas through integrated services and a whole family approach, achieving measurable progress toward economic independence, which highlights Community Progress Council's ability to deliver sustained, life-changing results, providing the Hanover area residents with the tools to achieve self-sufficiency, to reduce dependence on public assistance, healthier and more stable futures. And whereas, as a leading provider of services to low-income families with children under 5, Community Progress Council plays a pivotal role in interrupting cycles of generational poverty through integrated, results-driven services. And whereas National Poverty Awareness Month is a time to recognize that poverty affects us all, and that by investing in families, we are building a stronger, more equitable community for Hanover and all of York County's future. Therefore, I Barbara Rupp of the 4th Ward of Hanover, do hereby proclaim January 2025 National Poverty Awareness Month and recognize the impact of Community Progress Council in Hanover Borough and invite all in the Hanover area to support the critical work of the Community Progress Council in raising awareness, empowering families, and helping to end poverty in our community. Thank you for this proclamation. Anything you'd like to say?
Sure, I would, very much. Thank you for allowing us to be here tonight. My name is Robin Morbaugh. I am the President and CEO of Community Progress Council. We have a number of team members here with us this evening who work at Community Progress Council. This last year, we served 14,000 residents in York County, and over 500 were here in Hanover and the surrounding area. I personally want to check that out. I'm from Hanover originally, and I know what you all think of when you talk about the greater Hanover area, and I'm pretty confident that the number would be bigger than this, but we're going to go with what I've said. Community Progress Council's mission is to empower individuals and families to move towards financial self-sufficiency. We do that by providing comprehensive integrated services. So at Community Progress Council, we have lots of different programs: Head Start, WIC, the Women, Infants, and Children Supplemental Nutrition Program, Housing, Counseling, and Education, Financial Literacy, Workforce Programming as well. When someone comes to us, we do a comprehensive assessment of their needs and we connect them to all of the services that we have available to them. If we don't provide it and they need the service, we connect them to somebody else, some other organization in the community that does provide that service. This year, we've been partnering with St. Matthew's Church here in Hanover and have opened an early childhood education classroom there. We also have in Hanover a full-time WIC clinic, so Women, Infants, and Children clinic, and have access to coaches. That coach partners one-on-one with the families that we serve to make sure that they are getting access to all of the services that we have available and that the community has available. One of the things I like to say about our coaches is that they are people who motivate, encourage, celebrate, and sometimes challenge our families to get ahead and to move forward with their lives. Dr. Rupp mentioned that we are the largest provider of services to families with low-income children under the age of 5. That's something that we're very, very proud of. Last year, we served over 8,000 people in our Women, Infants, and Children program. We have 450 or so children in our early childhood education programs. That is the thing that excites me the most about my job. When I wake up every morning, I know I'm going to work, and if I can target a family with a very young child and provide service to them, we can provide service to them. I don't do what these ladies do. If we can provide service to them, we can change that child's life. That child will grow up in a family where they won't know the poverty the way their family knew the poverty, and that their lives can change for the better in the long term. I have a couple of scenarios of families that we've helped in the Hanover area just to give you an indication of the kind of things we can do. We've worked with a mother with children that are in Head Start. She's earned her associate's degree in nursing from Harrisburg Area Community College and is now working on her bachelor's degree in nursing while caring for a 5-year-old and an infant. We have another person who is working with a bilingual coach to connect them to educational resources, and we've been working with her for over the past 5 years. She recently got a permit from the borough so that she can run a cleaning business out of her home, and she also received her driver's license. That is super important to her long-term success. Lastly, we had a wife and her husband came to us to ask us for utility assistance. We helped them with that, and they worked in conjunction with their son to purchase their first home this fall. The wife in this family is a certified nurse's assistant, and she's working on her employment goals to get further ahead in her life. We know at Community Progress Council last year, if a family worked intensively with us for 12 months, their income increased by $6,060 on average. I think we'd all like a $6,000 raise this year, right? So what we do works, and I just want to make sure that you know about who we are and what we do. Ask you to share the good information with every resident of Hanover if you can. At this point, I'd like to introduce Pastor Kathy. I'm betting most of you probably know Pastor Kathy, to talk a little bit about our partnership here in Hanover.
Yes, I'm very honored to be here and to share about this partnership. I've been at St. Matthew as their pastor for 5 years. I started a week before COVID, so you can imagine what that was like. But we've been through an intense process of discerning our goals and our mission, and we've done a lot of listening. And we have listened to a number of you and others about who we can be and how we can be an asset to this community and to the neighborhood. And what we've learned is a couple of things that we have focused on and we're moving forward with, and one is working with young families. We have been listening to teachers, we've listened to families, we've listened to different agencies, and our young families are under a lot of stress. We have Head Start. We also have LIU in our facilities, and we also have a preschool that is ours. So we see that working with these young families to change lives, to be the gap of helping. I'll give one example. We have a family coming to church and with 3 kids, and they were originally in the shelter, and they were able to get out of the shelter, and the mom just got a job. But to get to her job, she had to get the bus, and she had to leave at 5:30 in the morning. And the YWCA opens at 6, so there was this half hour where she needed for her children. And it was that half hour that was between her and keeping a job. And one of our staff members, for a week, came over and was with those kids for that half hour so she could be doing her job. And then once she was there, she was able to have a later start time. And we know how what for us may be minor becomes a huge part of being successful. We see ways we can partner with that. We love having the Head Start in our buildings, and we are looking for more ways to partner with CPC and other places as well. The other area that we are focusing on is bridging the gap with the housing insecure, the people who have insecure housing. And we're recognizing how it is that, again, we can partner to make it possible for their lives to be changed, to be self-sufficient, to be moving forward, and to thrive in this wonderful community. So again, it's wonderful to be in Hanover together with you, and thank you.
Thank you.
Robin, did you want to introduce the other members of your team with you?
Sure. I will just say, this is Jadira. Why don't you go ahead and just go down the line and we'll come back to Kelly. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Jadira Morales. I'm a family coach for Early Head Start, Pre-K Counts.
Hi, I'm Colby Startzel. I'm the education coordinator for our Head Start classroom in Hanover and for a couple other ECE programs in York County.
Hi, I'm Kelly Perdue. I am one of the teachers at St. Matt's with Head Start. Thank you.
I'm Destiny Winson, and I am an assistant teacher at St. Matt's Head Start.
I'm Kelly Lynch. I'm a self-sufficiency coach, and I have an office right here in Hanover, right above New Hope Ministries.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate all that. Okay, moving on to number 5, the consent agenda. I had one request to remove one thing, so we're going to do that before we vote on everything else. So we're going to pull 5.10 out and vote on that individually. So I'd be looking for a motion to the whole consent agenda minus 5.10, please.
Make a motion.
Okay, can I get a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion before we roll? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now, I'll be looking for a motion for 5.10 to vote on that one by itself.
Motion.
Thank you. Can I get a second?
A second.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay, no discussion. We'll move on to voting. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
One nay, Mr. Lookenbill.
I'm sorry, what was just said? I missed it.
Mr. Lookenbill said nay to 5.10. Everyone else voted for it. Okay, motion carries. Moving on to Finance and Personnel and Administration. You want me to read all these, don't you? Okay. 6.01, ratifying building construction change orders updates. A, change order number 19 in the amount of $14,306 for roofing repairs. B, change order number 27 in the amount of $2,611 for extension of low wall on west side of council chamber along the ramp. C, change order number 30, $2,002 to provide power for low voltage pathway for fire alarm system. And D, change order number 31 in the amount of $1,630 to provide vestibule access for MEP systems. Be looking for a motion.
Motion.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
No, I would just like to thank Margie for putting that stuff online and making it available, the details for people to actually look at and see what that's all about. I thought that was really important.
Okay. Anything else?
On the roofing repairs, Eric, do we have a warranty on those roofing repairs?
Yeah, I believe it's listed on the memo that I prepared.
I couldn't get to that. I don't have that on my,
It carries a 12-month warranty.
it's what?
For the repairs. It carries a 12-month warranty on the repairs.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. And is there a paper I can get? You said something about going into the warranty coverage online. I can't get into that for some reason.
Well, I know from when you mentioned this last month at the meeting, every change order that would come through now will carry a warranty with it, so I will list it there. Are you looking for the specific overall warranty with the project?
I was looking for an itemized on the warranties,
Okay,
yeah.
Let me see what I can find for you.
Thank you.
It's complicated. Different things carry different
Right.
levels.
I thought you had it itemized,
Let me see
maybe
what I
I
can find.
misunderstood.
When the project does cancel, we will get a copy of what's called O&Ms, which is owner's manuals, and that'll all be listed out in there.
Right.
So we can, when we get those copies too, we can make sure you see that.
But as we go down through this and we continue, we can find out about the warranties
Yes,
up to date without,
I will try to provide it.
okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Yes. I would like to apologize for,
We're still on voting here for 601.
what are we on?
601, give me a second here to,
Oh,
okay.
Oh.
No other discussions, we've got a motion on the floor, let's finish this part off, that's done already. Okay,
Second.
that's done, we're good, thank you. Okay, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now, would you like to make a
Yes,
public
I
comment?
would. Thank you, Tim. I stand by what I spoke on the issues at the last meeting. However, I was not pleased with my performance. And for the way I performed, I apologize to all of you. But the issues remain the same. I stand behind what I brought up, but it was chaotic. And so I apologize to all of you.
Well, we
Thank you.
appreciate that, thank you. Now, we're going to move on to number 7, which is additional public comment, and we're going to start with Ms. Sandy, please.
Hi, I'm Sandy Bialek. Many of you know me. I'm the owner of Fat Bat Brewing on 10 North Railroad Street in Hanover. I'm here because I think it's important for the council to hear occasionally from small businesses in town. Small businesses are the backbone of any town. Poverty Month, jobs are important. Small businesses provide a lot of jobs. When I came to Hanover in 1992, I live in Manheim Township. So this is the big town for us. My children all went through Southwestern. I love Hanover. I think it's a great community. A lot of friendly people here. I wanted to start a business about 5.5 years ago, before COVID. And I chose Hanover because at the time there was a big plan to revitalize the community. Got a big pamphlet, there was a big study done, great thing. I haven't heard much about that since then, but that was one of the reasons that I invested $300,000 of my own retirement money, and I borrowed another $200,000 from the bank, and this was all before I opened my doors. So I'm still spending a lot of money and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears in this town. And I'm happy to do that. It's been difficult post-COVID, but all of you people that have been elected here should be very pro-Hanover, and I hope that you are. What really bothers me, it's not the downward economy. I know you guys can't do anything about that. What really bothers me is, as elected officials, to hear anybody on this council talk about how there's nothing to do in Hanover. There are plenty of things to do in Hanover. If people outside of town, especially south of town, hear there's nothing to do in Hanover, guess what? They go south. They don't go north. So that really, really bothers me, and I would wish that this council would be aware that your words matter. People listen to your words, and please, please be pro-business in this town. We need your help. All of your businesses are suffering, and if they aren't here, guess what? The town gets less taxes, people have less things to do, and also there's less jobs. So just, that's all I want to say.
Yep, well, we appreciate your comments.
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Holt, I assume you got your box checked. Did you want to talk at the second one here?
I'm going to comfort the afflicted and let you go tonight.
That mean you're gonna hit us twice next time?
Okay.
Twice as long.
Do you want to open up to the public then, please?
If you want to address council one last time, you can unmute yourself.
She's not on there. Okay, thank you. Not hearing any more, we're moved to number 8. If I can get a motion, please.
Motion.
Second?
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting's over. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, good. This is good.